In this short presentation, I will reveal to you the secrets to maximize health and healing, the secrets to optimal health and healing. Now, in the past, when I do this presentation, I ask people if they want to be a superman or superwoman. Generally, everybody puts up their hand. So I hope you also have put up your hand so I can reveal to you the secrets to be a superman or superwoman in your own life. Now, when I ask people what's important in their life, what's their more important asset, generally people will say something that their health is the most important. Now, you think about it, if you do not have your health, what can you do in life? As your health decreases, your ability to enjoy life with your families and friends decreases. So it is, in fact, health is the most important asset. Without our health, we don't have things, not able to do things that we want to do. Now, when I ask people, how do you know you're healthy? Maybe you can answer that question for me. How do you know you're healthy? Generally speaking, when I ask this question, people will say they are healthy when they are feeling good, when they don't have any aches or pains, when they have lots of energy, or when they look good, or when they sleep well. Well, you probably, when you ask, you probably have one of these answers. Well, let's investigate that further. Now, also, when I ask the people what are the 3 top causes of death and disability in our society, what are the top 3 leading causes of death and disability in our society? Well, people will generally come up with the top 2 out of the top 3 answers. That will tell me will it be either heart disease and cancers. And generally, they will get 2 out of the 3, but they never get 3 out of 3. So in today's presentation, I will share with you what the 3 out of the 3 top leading causes of death and disabilities are. We'll get to that in a moment. Now, the question is, can you feel heart disease? Well, the answer to that question is that in the majority of cases, about 70 to 80% of cases, the first signs of a heart disease is that you've had a heart attack. You've had a heart attack. So heart disease, you do not feel it. And heart diseases causes about 20,000 people to die each year in year 2012. And the question is, another top leading causes of death, disability in society is cancer. Can you feel cancer? The answer to that question is, in the majority of the time, you do not feel cancer. In fact, by the time you get diagnosed with cancer, it's been there for at least 8 years, perhaps been there for 20, 30 years without you knowing about it by the time it gets detected. And cancer causes about 8,137 people to die each year in year 2012 in Australia. What's the cause of cancer? What's the cause of heart disease? We're going to explore that, and then we're going to get to the answers of that. So once you know the cause, we can work out a solution of how to prevent, avoid the top 3 leading causes of death and disability. So I've given you the 2. What's the third one? The third one, the top 3 leading causes of death and disability is conventional medicine. Our conventional medicine, another name for conventional medicine is allopathic medicine, which has a philosophy, an idea of covering the symptoms. Now, conventional medicine is responsible for 50,000 deaths per year and 750,000 causes 750,000 people to be permanently disabled in year 2003. So those are the top 3 leading causes of death: conventional medicine, heart disease, and cancer. So we're going to explore, and then we're going to talk about how we can prevent it and also avoid it. So I'm just want to help you summarize is that when you judge your health based on how you are feeling, means that you're actually using the wrong map. You're using the wrong map. When you use a wrong map of health, for your health, you will not get to the right destination. Because as I just pointed out to you, heart disease, you can't feel it. Cancers, you can't feel it. And when we have this problem, heart disease, cancers, we usually go and cover those problems up. That's why, or when we have health issues, we usually go and cover those problems up with conventional medicine methods, with medications, with drugs, with injections. When those things fail, things has gotten so bad it has failed, we then resort to surgery. This is why conventional medicine is one of the top 3 leading causes of death and permanent disability in our society. Causes 50,000 deaths in year 2003 and causes 750,000 permanently disabled people in our society in Australia. So the thing is, how can we avoid being the top 3? How can we avoid the top 3 leading causes of death, permanent disability in our society? Cancer, heart disease, conventional medicine. Well, let me share with you some secrets about your body, some secrets about health, how you can be a superman or superwoman or superboy or supergirl. So let's look at where we come from. Well, majority of people understand that we come from, half of us come from our dad, which is he contributed the sperm, and the other half come from a mom. She contributed the egg, which is called the ovum. So as these cells come together, the billions of sperms that's racing towards the ovum, the egg, it then join together. As it joins together, the cells then become one. As this one cell grows, it then divides to become 2 cells. As the 2 cells then grows and grows, it then divides to become 4 cells. Now, I want you to understand something. It started with cells from half of the cells from the father, half of the cells from the mom, which joins together to form 1 cell. As the 1 cells grew, it then divided to become 2. I just want you to understand something, that those 2 cells that was divided from the 1 single cell are identical. So these 2 cells here are exactly the same. As those 2 cells grows and grows, it then divides to become 4. Now these 4 cells are also exactly the same, identical cells. They're not similar, they're 100% identical, 100% the same. Now as the cells grows and grows, it then divides to become from 4 to becomes 8, and 8 grows and becomes 16, and then it goes from there. Now at some stage in time, these cells, which are all identical at one stage, then goes through a process called differentiation. The cells which are all identical then becomes different. That's why it goes through a cycle called differentiation. It becomes different. So question is, how can the cells which are all identical at one point in time, then becomes different? And why does the cells which are all identical then become different? Because the cells has to become different in order to form eyes, ears, stomach, heart, lungs. Now, the thing is, when the cells which are all identical then becomes different, the cells that are first formed that is different, what is that cell? Well, it happens to be the brain and nervous system. So the cells which are all identical then form the brain and nervous system. Why is that important? Well, the brain and nervous system is important to be the first cells to be formed because the brain and nervous system coordinates the cells in the body to form the heart. So all the cells which are all identical, through the communications to the coordination of the brain, it then becomes the heart cells, which becomes the heart organs. the cells which are all identical then becomes the lung cells, which becomes the lung organs through the communication with the brain. Yes, and then other cells which are all identical also forms the arm cells, which becomes the arm organs, which and so forth and so forth. Yeah, as it grows and grows, as you can see, this baby takes a shape of a baby, of a human being. The thing is, how does this process all happen? How can this process happen without problem? Well, the reason why this process happens is that there is an intelligence. That organizes. So the cells is not working by accidents, that the cells at one point in time are all identical, then it becomes the brain cells. It's not by accident. There is some intelligence that organizes the cells and causes those cells to become the brain cells, and from the brain cells it then organizes the other cells to become the heart cells, the lung cells, the liver cells, your legs, and so forth and so forth. So we have inborn intelligence that organizes our body. And I just want you to understand also, this inborn intelligence is programmed, is designed for you to be healthy, is designed for you to self-heal. It is automatic. It is you're born like that. It's divine intervention or God. I'm not talking about religion. You're designed to heal yourself. You are designed to be a champion. You are designed. Now, I understand, if you read some history, some people in the past, where the mom had some morning sickness, where she took some medications to relieve some morning sickness, it causes the babies to be born with abnormal limbs, abnormal fingers, missing limbs, missing fingers, because something has interfered with the expression of their intelligence. Not because the intelligence make a mistake, because something has interfered with the expression of their intelligence. So if we're designed to be healthy all the time, so at some point in time, if we are not healthy, something has interfered with the expression of your health, with the communication of the brain to the cells in the body, to the organs in the body, that causes the body not to work and function properly, not to heal and repair itself. So the question is, why is it that some people always get sick while others never get sick? Do you ever wonder? Do you ever ask that questions? I know I have. So let's look at and explore that answer. So the question is, the top 3 leading killers: heart disease, cancers, conventional medicine. What causes heart disease and what causes cancers? What causes that? Well, in the past, they used to think that it's bad spirit, something that from the swamp, something from somewhere from the bushes, somewhere in the mountain. A spirit has invaded the person's body, causes them to be sick, causes them to have developed illnesses. So in the past, what they've done is they would use a hammer and a chisel to put a hole in the person's skull to relieve the evil spirit. Historically, that's what they have done. As they have gone and done that, they found maybe the spirit has left the body, but it unfortunately causes the person also to die. So fortunately, that practice has stopped. Now, another theory that comes out with the cause of sickness and disease is due to bad germs invading our body. Well, they discovered that because one scientist discovered one day, when he developed a microscope, he found a dead animal under the microscope, they found that animals had lots of germs, bacteria. So he proposed a theory that germs cause disease. Well, that theory is not 100% false, but unfortunately that theory is also not 100% accurate. It's 50% accurate. Of course, for you to have illness, you must have germs in your body. However, we can be breathing the same germs, but we do not develop the same illness. So the immune system of the person determines whether we get ill from the germs or we do not get ill from the germs. So the next theory they developed is the gene theory. So we've gone through the bad spirit theory, the germ theories, which has been disproven. It is accurate 50% of the time. Yeah. Now we're looking is at the gene theories. The gene theory says that if you have bad genes, then you develop diseases. If you have good genes, then you do not develop diseases. This gene theory has also been disproven, which I will go over with you in a moment. The science of epigenetic has disproven the gene theories. And because the companies that have invested billions of dollars into the gene theories do not want you to know that the gene theories has been disproven. They do not want you to know the gene theory is false. So you will not hear about it for maybe 40, 50 years until they have recouped billions, 40, 50 billions of the dollars that have invested. Yeah. So of course, genes determines our height, our eyes, etc. But again, it is 50% correct, but 50% not correct. Yes. So we'll explore that in a moment. Now, is it due to bad luck? Some people think the reason we develop sickness, disease is bad luck. Some people always seems to be lucky. They avoid the germs, the sickness, the disease. And some people always seems to get sick and disease. Why is that? So we'll explore all of that. Well, the new science I explained to you, the science of epigenetics. Epigenetics, you can look that up, do more research. That shows that DNA, the genes, is not your destiny. DNA is not your destiny. What they discovered when they took the same mouse, as you can see here, this got the mouse which has got an orange color cut off hair. When they changed the diet of the mouse, they found that this mouse produces offsprings which has the same genes, which are radically different. Just changing the diet of the mouse, they found the offspring of the mouse can be either young, skinny, healthy, or if they feed the diets of the mouse something that is unhealthy, then the mouse will be obese, fat, and have short life expectancy, develop diseases, many diseases, susceptible to diseases. So the mouse with identical genes, the same genes, just by changing the diet, will have an offspring which are fat and sick, or will have offspring which are skinny, healthy, and different color of hairs on the mouse, just by changing the diets. Again, another research on cancers. So the previous research was on heart disease, how by changing the diet you can decrease your chances of developing heart disease, cancers, and other diseases. Now another research, this research on the mouse, where they injected cancerous cells into the mouse. So after they injected the cancerous cells into the mouse, they put one group of mouse into the cages on the left, where the cages are stacked. Another group of males, they put them into a cage where it's wider. The males gets a chance to run around, have food, exercise. They found the males on the left, which are in cages, develop the cancers that were injected into males. It grew and grew and grew and killed the males. However, the males on the right, where the cage was a lot bigger, they get to run around, they get to exercise, they discovered later on upon investigation that the cancer cells has disappeared. The cancer cells has disappeared when the mouse was put in a large cage where they can run around, exercise. The cancer cells disappeared. So the scientist was very surprised. So what they did was they injected another group of mouse with cancerous cells. Now this time they put all the mouse into the cage on the left. They let the cancerous cells grow and grow significantly to a significant size, and they took half of the mouse from the cage on the left, put them into large cages like this, and they watch. Well, they discovered the mouse is still in the left cage where it's stackable, very small environment. The cancer cells grew and grew and grew and killed the mice. However, the mouse with the growing cancer cells in this large cage where they get to run around, exercise and play, they discovered those large cancer cells disappeared. The large cancer cell disappeared. So just by doing exercise, the mouse was able to heal the cancer cells that was in their body. So we'll come back to that and elaborate a bit more later. I will summarize that. So let's think of a place. Maybe we have a house and we have gone to sleep and someone has left the stove on, and now the frying pan has caught on fire. As you can see in the picture, the frying pan has caught onto the fire, and we would hope, if we are sleeping in a house and the frying pan catch on a fire, that we would have a fire alarm that detects the smoke, and that sounds of the fire alarm to hopefully wake you up so you can put out the fire. The question is, how many of us would, from the sound of the fire alarm, would go and turn off the fire alarm or take out the battery of our fire alarm, and then we go back to sleep without putting out the fire? Now, when I asked these questions in the past, everybody thinks that is so ridiculous. Because if you did that, you got a small fire on the stove, the fire alarm sounding, you pull out the battery, you turn the fire alarm off, you go back to sleep. If you did that, you will know your house will be destroyed by the fire. You know your house will be destroyed by the fire. Yeah. So you know you wouldn't do such thing. It is so silly. However, when it comes to our body though, when we have symptoms of headaches, symptoms of some pains in the stomach, symptoms of pains in your back, symptoms of whatever symptoms, which is a fire alarm going off in your body, the typical response that we do, of course, is we cover up the symptoms with drugs. Or if those symptoms that we cover up with drugs don't work, we go and see our doctor, who then prescribe us stronger drugs, medications to cover up our symptoms. Can you see now why conventional medicine is a leading cause of death in this disability in our society? Just like if you cover up, you turn off the fire alarm that's going off in your house because of fire, your house gets burned down, the same thing will happen to your body. You will die, or you will be left with some permanent disability if you keep turning off the fire alarm that's in your body. So the damage that is done by conventional medicine of covering up the symptoms with drugs, injections, or surgeries is called iatrogenesis. Yeah. In 1995 in Australia, there was 18,000 deaths per year, which equates to 360 people dying per week. In 1995, there was 50,000 people who were permanently injured from conventional medicine of taking medications, having injections, having surgeries, causes 50,000 people to be permanently injured in 1995. However, if you look up the top in red, in year 2003, the number of people that are permanently disabled, permanently injured, is now 750,000 people in 2003. The number of people dying from iatrogenesis in 2003 is 50,000 people. Previously is 18,000 people. So I want you to understand that although your body is designed to self-heal, however, if you do not listen, you do not let your body heal and repair itself, you cover up the alarms that's going off in your body, you will become the statistics of the top leading cause of death in our society: cancers, heart disease, conventional medicine. So I want to talk about a solution how to avoid all of this. We'll get to that in a moment. So let's look at Christopher Reeve. He's a Superman. He's a Superman. In the movie, he's an actor. What happened to Christopher Reeve? Well, he had an accident. He fell off his horse. When he fell off his horse, he broke his upper neck, the top 2-3 vertebrae in his neck, which causes the brain, the power from the brain, not to come through properly to feed its organ. So the moment when he fell, he broke his neck. I want you to understand something, that his heart, the minute before he fell down, his heart may be working perfectly fine. The moment he fell off his horse, he broke his neck, his heart could not work. Christopher Reeve needed a machine to keep his heart beating, to pump blood around the body. He needs a machine to keep the heart beating, to pump the blood around his body, to keep him alive. And from the moment he fell off the horse, he broke his neck. The brain power cannot reach his lungs, which causes not to be able to breathe, which means he relies on the machines in order to breathe. Yeah. Also, he cannot digest his food. He cannot move his fingers, his arms, or his legs. There is nothing wrong with his arm or his legs, because the power from the brain cannot reach his arms or his legs. He cannot move his arm or his legs. There's also nothing, at the moment when he fell down and broke his neck, there was nothing wrong with his heart, because the power from the brain could not reach his heart. His heart could not work properly. His heart could not work properly because the power from the brain could not reach his heart. That's why his heart could not work properly. That's why they had to use machines to keep his heart working, to pump the blood around his body. Yeah. So of course, if the problem of the power from the brain not reaching his heart is not corrected, his heart will develop problems. Yeah. Just want you to understand, at the moment of the fall, there was nothing wrong with his heart, because there was no power from the brain reaching to his heart. That's why his heart cannot work properly. From the moment of the fall where he broke his neck, there was nothing wrong also with his lungs, because the power from the brain cannot reach his lungs. That's why he cannot breathe. That's why they need machines to keep his lungs working. He could not move his fingers. There's nothing wrong with his arms or his fingers, but because the power is not reaching his fingers, his arm, he cannot move his arms or his fingers. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. And when the power from the brain cannot reach his body, automatically his life expectancy decreases. Automatically your health decreases. Life expectancy decreases. That's why he died within the 9-year period. I hope that makes sense. So, as you know, a normal structure is the spine is straight. The spine is straight from behind. From the side, we have curves in our spine that allows the brain power to communicate and reach all the organs in our body, that allows our body to self-heal. However, if the power from the brain, which travels down in your spinal cord within the spine, is not able to reach the heart will malfunction. The heart will malfunction. So, if the spine is not in its proper alignment, not moving properly, due to an accident, fall, the way we sit in front of the TV all the time, the way we work in front of the computers, the way we are doing repetitive movements, causing the spine to go out of its normal alignment, which then causes the brain not to be able to send signals to the heart properly, causes the heart to malfunction. Or if the brain signals not able to reach the heart properly, causes the heart to malfunction. It can develop problems such as asthma, a breathing problem. Yeah. When the brain cells not able to reach the heart, it will cause the heart to malfunction, develop diseases of the heart. The heart, when the brain not able to send messages to the stomach, communicate properly, it will develop stomach problem. The list grows depending on where the communication from the brain is interfered with its organ function. I hope that makes sense. So let's look at what a healthy spine looks like. So this is a neck, x-rays of the neck, where the jaw is in front on the left here. The normal neck has a nice smooth curve. Now you can see the spine here, where the neck is out of its normal alignment. Where the normal one is the green, the neck is now out of its normal alignment. The question is this person healthy or sick? Yeah. Some people would say sick. Why is this person sick? Yeah. What if this person does not have any pain? Would this person be healthy or sick? Well, the answer to the question is the person is sick. Of course they are sick, regardless of the symptoms. Yes. This person happened to be a 70-year-old gentleman who came to see me, who was experiencing neck stiffness and pains, knee pains, and he also had prostate cancer. Prostate cancer means he had difficulty in urination. He went to see his medical doctor, conventional medical doctor, who diagnosed him having the prostate cancer and told him the only solution he had was to have prostate cancer surgery to remove his prostate cancer. This patient, age 70, decided against that because his friends who had the prostate cancer surgery had poor results. So he wanted to avoid that. So fortunately, when we started to make adjustments to his spine, as you can see here on the right, the left is how it was originally. 6 months later, the patients reported that the neck pain has gone, The knee pain's gone. All his pains in the body's gone. And he went to the doctor to get checked. And they discovered that the prostate cancer is also gone. He was very delighted with that results. Yeah, you can see the spine has improved slightly, but you can see the spine is still out of its normal alignment. So although the pains are all gone, the cancer cells are gone, the question is this person now healthy or sick? Well, of course, this person is still sick. This person is healthier. It's healthier, which is great, but he is still sick. So let's look at the solution. At any moment in time, everyone has within them about 100 to 10,000 cancer cells in our body. Under normal condition, when the immune system is strong, cancer cells are destroyed. Thus, it is critical the immune system be maintained in top condition. If the immune system weakens too much, that's when cancer can establish itself. So the question is, how do we have and maintain strong immune system? Well, in order to answer that question is, we're going to look at what causes our immune system to become low in the first place, which causes us to become susceptible to sickness and diseases. So if we can look at what causes our immune system to be low, if we can do the opposite, perhaps we then increase our immune system, we then avoid the top 3 leading causes of sickness, diseases in our society: cancers, heart disease, conventional medicine. So let's look at that. Well, the thing that causes low immune system are stress, fear, stress of being alone, lack of interaction with people or nature. Those things lowers your immune system. They know through research, if people have friends that interact with, they tend to live longer. The immune systems tend to be better. Another thing that lowers immune system is your poor nutrition or food deficient in nutrients. Yeah, what causes the food to be poor in nutrition? With food that has undergone process, that has undergone machinery. The more you put your food, which is from the ground, fruit and vegetables, and then you process them, put them in through machines, you increases the nutritional content of the food. That food now, when you eat them, now lowers your immune system, and we can call those foods junk food because those are food that are bad for your body. Now, another thing that lowers your immune system is lack of oxygenation, lack of exercise. Yeah. Another thing that lowers your immune system is toxicity, medications, toxins in the environment. Those things lowers your immune system. And the last one that lowers your immune system is subluxation. Subluxation means that the brain is miscommunicating with the cells of your body, which causes the organs, the cells in your body to malfunction. The brain is not able to talk to the cells or organs in your body properly, causes the cells, organs in your body to malfunction. So let's look at the solution. Yeah. So one is to have sufficient rest. Sufficient rest to keep your immune system at its optimum. Boost your immune system. Sufficient rest for some people could be 4 hours sleeps a night, could be 6, could be 8, could be 10, could be 12 hours. It depends on each individual. Now, in order for you to determine what's a sufficient amount of sleep is good for you, one solution is to keep a diary. Jot that down and listen to your body. Your body will signal to you how much is enough sleep for you. Sometimes when you're under extra stress, you may require more sleep. Sometimes you require less sleep. So listen to your body. So one solution to boost your immune system is adequate rest and recovery. Another solution to boost your immune system is to have good nutrition. Good nutrition. That is fresh fruit, vegetables. Of course, if you eat organic, fresh fruit and vegetables, it is better. If you cannot get that, then you just eat fresh fruit, vegetables. You want to eat something that you enjoy because you want to look at a long-term solution rather than a short-term solution. The research shows over 70% of diseases is preventable through good nutrition. Another solution to boost your immune system is to have adequate sunlight, 10 to 15 minutes of midday sun exposure every day, so your body can produce sufficient amount of vitamin D. Yeah, if you don't have enough sun exposure, then you need to take a supplements of vitamin D. Make sure it's a good supplements of vitamin D to make sure your body immune system can work properly. Another thing required is omega-3 fish oil. Fish oil. This will help boost your immune system. Another thing that boosts your immune system is oxygenation exercise. They know from research, when you exercise, you put oxygens, that helps fight cancers in your body. Oxygenation exercise helps fight cancers in your body. Yeah. The last thing that also helps fight cancers in your body is to reduce toxins in your body or in your environment. Reduce the amount of toxins in your body or in your environment. Yeah. The last thing you need to do to improve the immune system is to maximize your nerve supply, to make sure the brain are able to communicate and with all the organs in your body properly, so it can heal and repair itself as it is designed to do. The research shows on the HIV positive patients that those who receive chiropractic care show 48% increase in the CD4 immune system white blood cells compared to those that did not receive chiropractic care. So in summary, what controls all functions and healings in your body? What controls all functions and healings in your body? What controls the movements of your fingers? What controls the movements of your eyes? What controls the functions of your stomach? The functions of your heart? The functions of your lungs? Well, the answers to that, it is the brain, the nervous system, coordinate the functions of all tissues, organs, and systems in the body. Yeah. So for you to be healthy, all the organs in your body that you are born with must stay in your body. All the organs that's in your body that you're born with must stay in your body, and all the organs in your body must function in 100% of the time. In order for all the organs in your body to function 100% of the time, the brain must be able to communicate with all the organs in your body at 100% all the time. That means your body are healthy. That allows you to be healthy, that allows you to avoid the top 3 leading causes of death and disability in our society. So I hope you've learned something. I want you to write down what you've learned. I want you to write down an action step you will do to avoid the top 3 leading causes of death and disability in our society. Thank you.